Huge news regarding OpenAI's deal with the Pennsylvania government to use generative AI with its employees to make government processes and their work more efficient and have a closed-off system called ChatGPT Enterprise used in actual government systems. It's crazy and there is so much going into this. So the main thing is, in last September, the governor of Pennsylvania, Josh Shapiro, made a deal with OpenAI where they wanted to actually use the generative AI in their daily work to aid their employees. But the thing is, this is only to help the people complete their tasks better and have an AI assistant, and not to have like a middle layer between citizens and government employees. So there's no chatbot where people just talk with them and get questions answered, like you would think on like a website where there's like a help bot, but actually just an internal system that helps the employees to write copy for news articles or translate old legislative things or make it easier to understand or help day-to-day tasks related to government. And this is a huge step in the adoption of AI in business and also government, because you would think it would be adopted in business first, like in daily tasks, but that is now in this slow thing of government adapted is a huge step and just shows the trust and necessity of AI. And even governments have understood that we need to use it, otherwise they're not competitive anymore. So what is ChatGPT Enterprise? ChatGPT Enterprise is basically a closed off, better, more secure version of ChatGPT. So it has the same LLM, but the data that's being put in, for example, you put in like a legislative work or something you want to write copy about to run for the next government cycle, it's not being sent to any extra servers or is being used to train a new model. It's closed off and way more secure, so you have like higher cybersecurity measures, which is probably the main concern governments had when they wanted to use generative AI or like outside companies to give their data to, even though it's most likely not something top secret, more like day-to-day legislative work, but still any government thing has to be secure. And this is a huge step, because they're now trying to find out in this pilot program, where can this be used, which tasks are there and which tasks can be added to, and then you can improve that and afterwards implement in other government sectors, which is just a big step, especially since the opportunities that come with it are gigantic. So if you want to use this opportunity to make money, you first have to think government deals are notorious for being very long, very profitable, and very secure. So this is already really good. But they're also very exclusive, which is the main problem. So you won't be able to sell LLM systems to a government, because that will all be handled by OpenAI or Microsoft or the big players. Just not even because of their size and retribution, but also because of they know the people in government. It's a pretty close-off system. But they offer other things, for example, training people how to use these systems, even though it's quite simple. In this article, they talk about that they work together with a university of technology and society in Mellon to tell the people how they can use the system and how they can leverage it to their advantage, and also to find out where they even use it for and which tasks are affected by it. But if you then go think further in this pilot program, you can think about other government sectors, and people need to also be trained. So consultancies or workshops are really huge. Even though you might think, wait, those things are really easy, everyone can get them, but usually people working in government or like in office settings, they are quite old, or they don't want to learn anything, or they don't really care that much to figure it out by themselves, so they rather be told. And companies are willing to spend lots of money on that. Also, the other big thing, they right now said they only provide GPT Enterprise, but there was nothing said about extra data integration. So they most likely provide data storage, like their own vector database to store all the information, but there was nothing said about how to get all the data inside of it. Especially in governments, they use outdated old technology or weird data storage things, or just really specific systems which is not compatible with other stuff, or like in overall their data pipelines are not up to date. And if you want to make this whole process 21st century adaptable and streamlined, you have to find ways to get all this scattered government data into one pipeline and make it usable, which is a huge opportunity for people. Because if you know how to build APIs, if you know how to manage data and then put that into those systems, it's a gold mine. Because that's what people most likely need, because the IT departments are extremely understaffed. They will not be able to handle those huge data loads that's required to make this work, and also metric measurements, because when those companies sell those systems to governments, they most likely will only set it up once and give them a little speech, but not like measure the actual performance or see which task can be optimized in which way or what other information they need. So there will be a giant flood of subcontractors going down, and you can just actually just look into one skill and just teach that people. For example, big thing is just Excel, and Excel with the data analytics tool of ChatGPT is so much easier, or like a formula GPT, which gives you formulas for Excel, and teaching people how to use that stuff. It's a gold mine, because that's like daily things people actually use. And if you can look into those actual skills, don't think about technology, just think about those actual skills that people in day-to-day work-life use, and give that to those government departments, you have a huge market. And this is all thanks to Pennsylvania now opening up the floodgates for LLMs in businesses, in government. And I am so excited to see what comes more. And give me your thoughts in the comments.